Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of LAKERS, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Lakers rumors. East contender reportedly all in on shocking LeBron James trade. As LeBron James prepares for what will be an unprecedented 23rd NBA season, the basketball world continues to marvel at his longevity. No player has ever reached this point, and yet, here LeBron is, still elite at age 40, still defying time, and still commanding the attention of the league. And now, he might be commanding trade interest too. LeBron remains one of the most respected and dominant forces in the game. A 21-time All-Star, he's entering the upcoming season alongside new Lakers co-star Luka Doncic, forming what could be the NBA's most dynamic 1-2 punch. The Lakers may not be preseason title favorites, but with a healthy LeBron and Luka leading the way, no one is counting them out. That said, if a jaw-dropping trade offer hits Rob Pelinka's desk, the front office could be tempted to make a seismic move. Knicks emerge as a potential suitor for the King. In a recent column, Christian Winfield of the New York Daily News floated a bold idea. The New York Knicks should go all in on trading for LeBron James. The East is wide open. If the Knicks land LeBron, they instantly become the team to beat, Winfield wrote. A big three of James, Jalen Brunson, and Karl-Anthony Towns could go toe-to-toe with OKC's trio of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. It's not hard to imagine Madison Square Garden lighting up with LeBron in Knicks blue and orange, chasing his fifth ring and cementing his legacy in one of basketball's most storied cities. The Knicks are a team on the rise, but adding a player like LeBron changes everything. He's still the king, and when he's healthy and locked in, there are few players in history who can carry a team through the postseason like him. What would a trade even look like? While this scenario is still purely speculative, any trade involving LeBron would have to be mutual. LeBron holds the kind of influence that makes it unlikely the Lakers would move him without his blessing. If he did ask out, especially to join a contender in the East like New York, the front office would listen. According to early rumors, one theoretical deal could involve the Knicks acquiring LeBron James, Bronny James, Dalton Connect. In exchange, the Lakers would receive OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and potentially future picks or additional depth. It would be a blockbuster deal, one that shakes up the balance of power in both conferences. Could this move get LeBron his fifth ring? Let's be real, the Eastern Conference is wide open right now. With Miami retooling, Milwaukee aging, and Boston always a question mark in the playoffs, a Knicks team led by LeBron could absolutely make a finals run. From a strategic standpoint, it's not a bad move for LeBron either. It would increase his chances of capturing that elusive fifth championship, a milestone that would further close the GOAT debate with Michael Jordan. And for the Knicks? This is the kind of once-in-a-generation move that could instantly turn them from playoff team to title favorite. Will LeBron stay in LA? Still, most signs suggest LeBron is committed to finishing what he started in Los Angeles, especially now with Luka Doncic at his side and his son Bronny James officially a Laker. The Lakers are building something special, and it's hard to imagine LeBron walking away unless he's the one to initiate the move. For now, it remains a what-if scenario. But as long as LeBron keeps playing at this level, and teams like the Knicks are on the verge of contention, don't be surprised if whispers turn into serious talks. What's next for LeBron James? Trade rumors, speculation, and real possibilities. As LeBron James prepares to enter his historic 23rd NBA season, the conversation around his future is heating up. At 40 years old, he continues to perform at an elite level, defying age, expectations, and time itself. With Luka Doncic now by his side on the Lakers, the team has become one of the league's most intriguing storylines heading into the new season. But behind the scenes, rumors are swirling, and they all center around one bold idea, a potential trade to the New York Knicks. The Knicks rumor, real or just noise? There's been speculation that the Knicks could make a major push for LeBron, believing that adding him to a core of Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns would make them instant title contenders. Some analysts even argue that such a move would give New York the best big three in the Eastern Conference, rivaling Oklahoma City in the West. While insiders close to the Knicks organization have downplayed the likelihood of a trade, The idea has caught fire among fans and media alike. And in fairness, it's not hard to see the logic. The Eastern Conference is wide open, and with the right lineup, LeBron could realistically chase that elusive fifth ring. LeBron's side of the story. From LeBron's point of view, there's been no public desire to leave Los Angeles. He's expressed pride in his role with the Lakers, especially now that his son Bronny has officially joined the team. For now, all signs point to him staying and continuing the journey in LA. However, history has shown that LeBron is always thinking ahead. He's strategic with every move, both on and off the court. And if he feels the Lakers are no longer in a position to win, he could very well decide that a change is necessary. A trade would likely only happen on his terms, to a destination he personally approves, something like New York, if the timing and roster make sense. What would a trade look like? A hypothetical trade might involve the Lakers sending LeBron James, Bronny James, Dalton Connect, in exchange for OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, plus possible draft picks or young assets. That would be a blockbuster deal, one that could immediately shift the power dynamic in the East. Fan reactions and league-wide impact. The mere suggestion of LeBron joining the Knicks has led to a wave of reactions, some excited, others skeptical. Fans know what a move like this could mean, a legitimate shot at a title for New York, and potentially the final chapter of LeBron's career on the game's biggest stage in Madison Square Garden. Others point out the emotional weight. LeBron has faced boos in New York before, and some fans are torn about welcoming a longtime rival into the fold. But legacies evolve, and so do narratives. If anyone could change minds with one playoff run, it's LeBron. What comes next? For the Lakers, the front office will likely continue to build around LeBron and Luka unless the team underperforms or LeBron initiates a move. For the Knicks, whether or not a trade is realistic, the idea has reignited hope and excitement among fans dreaming of a championship. For LeBron, the decision, as always, will come down to legacy, loyalty, and the pursuit of one more ring. And if history has taught us anything, it's to never count out LeBron James, on or off the court. Former Lakers forward signs with surprise overseas team after disappointing season, report. Cam Reddish has officially found a new home, and it's not where most expected. Once considered a promising young talent, Reddish was a top 10 pick in the 2019 NBA draft and later landed with the Los Angeles Lakers in hopes of reviving his career. Known more for his defensive upside than offensive output, the Lakers took a chance on his potential. However, things didn't quite pan out in LA. Despite flashes of solid defensive play, Reddish struggled to make an impact defensively and never quite found his rhythm with the team. By the end of March, the Lakers waived him, a quiet end to what was hoped to be a fresh start. Now, he's headed for a surprising next chapter. Cam Reddish reportedly set to sign with Lithuanian club BC Šiauliai. With no NBA team showing interest this offseason, Reddish is reportedly planning to take his talents overseas, signing with BC Šiauliai in Lithuania. At just 26 years old, the former Duke standout is hoping to reignite his career on international soil. Though he never lived up to the high expectations that came with being the 10th overall pick, Reddish still brings value, particularly as a former NBA player with strong defensive instincts. The hope is that a standout season in Europe could open the door for another shot in the league. Even if the NBA chapter is closed for now, a successful run abroad could help him carve out a solid professional career. European teams often look favorably upon former NBA talent, and Reddish could very well earn a starting role in his new squad. Lakers moved on ahead of playoffs. The Lakers ultimately decided that Reddish wouldn't be part of their postseason plans, waiving him before the playoffs began. And based on reports, there were no efforts to bring him back this summer. Despite LA's ongoing need for defensive-minded wings, Reddish didn't quite fit the mold. He struggled to defend the perimeter consistently and couldn't stretch the floor, shooting just 40.4% from the field and 27.7% from three across 33 games last season, where he averaged 3.2 points, 2 rebounds, and 0.7 assists per game. A second chance on a new stage. While his NBA journey may be on pause, this new opportunity gives Reddish a clean slate. Sometimes, a change of scenery, and a different style of play, is exactly what a player needs to rediscover their form. He's still young, still talented, and still has something to prove. Whether this is a stepping stone back to the NBA or the beginning of a new chapter overseas, one thing's for sure, Cam Reddish isn't done yet. Reaction around the league and among fans. News of Reddish's move to Europe has sparked mixed reactions among NBA fans and analysts. Some see it as a necessary reset, a way for the 26-year-old to finally get consistent minutes and play through mistakes, something that wasn't possible in the NBA's pressure cooker environment. Others, however, view it as a cautionary tale, another example of a highly touted prospect who never fully developed in the league. Despite entering the NBA with a reputation as a smooth scoring wing with two-way potential, Reddish has bounced between 4 teams in just 5 seasons: Atlanta, New York, Portland, and most recently the Lakers. This latest turn in his career has raised broader questions about player development, fit, and the pressure on young players to immediately produce in a league that often offers limited patience. Why Lithuania? And why BC Šiauliai? Reddish's choice of Lithuania, and specifically BC Šiauliai, has also surprised many. While the Lithuanian league is well respected in Europe and has produced top-tier talent like Domantas Sabonis and Jonas Valanciunas, it's not typically the first stop for former NBA players. But for Reddish, the decision may be more strategic than it seems. BC Šiauliai offers the kind of opportunity he likely wouldn't find on a deeper EuroLeague roster, the chance to be a go-to option, play heavy minutes, and rebuild his confidence on both ends of the court. With fewer offensive restrictions and more freedom to experiment with his game, this could be the ideal setting to rediscover the scoring touch that once made him a top 10 pick. Sources close to Reddish have reportedly said he's eager to prove himself again, and sees this as a launching pad, not a step backward. What this means for the Lakers. From the Lakers' perspective, moving on from Reddish was a simple basketball decision. The team is in win-now mode, and every roster spot counts. With Reddish struggling to stay healthy and inconsistent in his role, the Lakers prioritized players who could contribute immediately in the playoffs. It also highlights a broader theme in LA's recent roster building. They're looking for defensive specialists who can consistently defend on the perimeter and knock down threes. Unfortunately, Reddish couldn't check both boxes. Interestingly, the Lakers still haven't filled the void left by Reddish's departure. They're still reportedly in the market for another wing defender, especially with LeBron James heading into his 22nd season and uncertainty looming over his future in purple and gold. Could this be the comeback Reddish needs? The road back to the NBA is never easy, especially after a stint overseas, but it's far from impossible. Players like PJ Tucker, Mike James, and even former Laker Alex Caruso, who took an unconventional route through the G League, have proven that careers can be revived with the right mindset and opportunity. For Cam Reddish, this is a defining moment, not just for his basketball journey, but for how he's perceived moving forward. A strong year in Lithuania could reshape the narrative and remind teams why he was once considered one of the most talented players in his draft class. He's betting on himself. And now, the basketball world will be watching. LeBron James shares his personal definition of success, and it's bigger than basketball. There's no denying it. LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever seen. Whether you consider him the greatest or one of the all-time elite, his legacy on the court is unmatched. But for LeBron, the true measure of success goes far beyond championships, MVPs, or record-breaking moments. Off the court, LeBron has built a life that reflects just as much dedication, passion, and purpose as anything he's done in the game. At the center of it all, his family. Married to his high school sweetheart, Savannah James, since 2013, LeBron is a proud father of 3, Bronny, his eldest son and now teammate on the Los Angeles Lakers; Bryce, a rising talent who's gearing up for his freshman season at the University of Arizona; and Juri, his 10-year-old daughter, who already lights up any room she walks into. And while his trophy case is full and his resume could fill an entire museum, LeBron recently opened up about what success truly means to him, and it's not what most people might expect. "My definition of success is how my kids succeed in life," LeBron shared in a heartfelt interview with Hypebeast. "I think the journey to success and fulfillment is different for everyone. I just hope that through the years I've had doing what I love, my kids have learned to be kind, to work hard, to stay determined, to handle adversity, and most importantly, to be themselves. People will always try to tell you who you should be, what you should become. But at the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can be is you. And I hope my kids understand that's what really matters in life. More than a legend, a father first." LeBron's words have struck a chord with parents, fans, and athletes alike. In a world where success is so often measured by status or wealth, his reminder that personal growth, integrity, and raising the next generation well are equally, if not more, important is powerful. And it's not just talk. LeBron has shown time and time again how deeply he supports his children, not only courtside at Bryant games, but also in the everyday moments that rarely make the headlines. From celebrating Bryce's milestones to sharing adorable family moments with jury, LeBron has always been intentional about being present, despite the pressures of global fame. In doing so, he's becoming something rare, a sports icon who's building a legacy just as meaningful off the court as on it. A legacy beyond basketball. Very few athletes manage to impact the world on and off the hardwood the way LeBron has. His leadership, philanthropy, like the I Promise School, and unwavering support for his family continue to set a standard that transcends sports. And in many ways, that's what makes LeBron's story so compelling. Not just the records, but the values. It's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you lift up while you're doing it. As he continues to shape history with the Lakers, now alongside his own son, it's clear that LeBron's focus has never been solely on himself. It's about building a future, one where those he loves most can stand tall, succeed in their own right, and stay grounded in who they truly are. Supporting his teammates, too. Even during a busy off-season, LeBron still finds time to support those around him. Most recently, he showed love for fellow Lakers star Luka, who's currently representing Slovenia in the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. LeBron took to social media to cheer Donny on as he leads his national team in pursuit of a medal. Just another example of his leadership and camaraderie, both on and off the court. LeBron's words spark conversation about what really matters. LeBron's powerful reflection on fatherhood and success quickly made waves, not just among basketball fans, but across broader communities as well. His quote began trending on social media, with parents, educators, and fellow athletes sharing how deeply it resonated. This hit different. One user posted on X, "As a father, hearing LeBron say that success is about raising kids with kindness, strength, and authenticity, that's real. That's legacy." NBA players and personalities also chimed in. Former teammate Dwayne Wade reposted the quote with a heart emoji and the words, "This is what it's all about." Sports outlets like Bleacher Report and ESPN ran stories highlighting LeBron's message, showing just how far beyond basketball his influence now reaches. In a culture often obsessed with numbers, stats, and accolades, LeBron's reminder about character and personal growth felt refreshing and necessary. Bronny and Bryce, the legacy in motion. And we're already seeing the impact LeBron's values have had on his kids. Bronny James, now suiting up alongside his father for the Los Angeles Lakers, has carried himself with poise and humility amid intense public scrutiny. Drafted in the second round after challenging college journey and a health scare that could have ended his basketball career, Bronny's resilience mirrors the very traits his father says matter most: grit, grace, and staying true to yourself. Meanwhile, Bryce James is rising fast. At just 17, he's entering his freshman season at the University of Arizona as one of the most intriguing prospects in the country. Known for his smooth jumper and calm demeanor, Bryce has drawn attention not just for his skill, but for how he carries himself, humble, focused, and team-first. Both sons are following in their father's footsteps, but more importantly, they're finding their own paths. And that, according to LeBron, is the ultimate win. If they can be better than me, as players, but more importantly, as people, then I did my job, LeBron once said in an earlier interview. A role model in a league of his own. While LeBron continues to add chapters to his legendary career, what sets him apart more than ever is how he's used his platform to speak on things that extend far beyond basketball. He's not just setting the bar for athletic greatness, he's helping redefine what modern leadership looks like: present, purposeful, and deeply rooted in values that matter. From his I Promise School to mentorship initiatives and community outreach, LeBron has consistently proven that success isn't just about what you build for yourself, it's about what you build for others. What you do on the court is temporary, but the impact you make off of it, that lasts forever, said one Lakers staffer who's worked closely with the James family. Looking ahead, more than just a final season? As LeBron enters what could be one of the final seasons of his career, playing alongside Bronny in a historic father-son duo, many are wondering, what's next? Will he transition to a front office role? Continue building his business empire? Focus more on community and education work? Whatever direction he chooses, one thing is clear: LeBron James will always measure success differently. Not by rings. Not by records, 2025, but by the kind of man, husband, Luka Doncic and father he's been, but Slovenia his children become because of it. Luka Doncic and in that gave regard, everything he had. He may already be the greatest of all time. Even one of the best performances of the tournament wasn't quite enough. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar and the heart and soul of the Slovenian national team led a fierce and fearless battle against tournament favorites Germany in the FIBA EuroBasket 2025 quarterfinals. For most of the night, Slovenia held the lead, flirting with what could have been another signature upset in their EuroBasket history. But as the final buzzer sounded, Slovenia's dream came up just short. Despite Doncic's incredible 39-point, 10-rebound, 7-assist performance, Slovenia fell 99-91, as Germany surged late to steal the win and move on to the semifinals. Luka gave it everything, even while in foul trouble. It wasn't just the stat sheet that showed Luka's brilliance, it was his will. From the opening tip, Doncic controlled the pace, hit difficult shots, and found open teammates, constantly keeping Germany's defense on edge. But foul trouble became the shadow looming over his night. Luka picked up his third foul late in the first half and his fourth early in the third quarter, forcing him to play most of the second half on a razor's edge, knowing that just one more whistle would end his night. Still, he refused to back down. You could see it in his eyes. He was going to fight to the very last second, said one EuroBasket commentator. Even in foul trouble, he carried Slovenia. Despite the pressure, Slovenia entered the fourth quarter with a narrow 4-point lead, thanks to a buzzer-beating shot by Germany's Tristan da Silva that kept things tight. But in the final stretch, Slovenia's offense ran out of steam, managing only 17 points in the quarter. Germany, calm and collected, capitalized. Germany's balanced attack seals the win. While Doncic delivered a near-heroic performance, Germany's depth proved decisive. Franz Wagner, Orlando Magic, led the charge with 23 points and 7 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder, the former Lakers guard and current Sacramento King, added 20 points and 7 assists. And Daniel Theis, another familiar NBA name, chipped in 15 points and 9 rebounds off the bench. Germany's execution in the fourth quarter, and their ability to stay out of foul trouble, was ultimately what gave them the edge. On the Slovenian side, Klemen Prepelic contributed 13 points, and Gregor Rovit added 11 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. But the supporting cast simply couldn't keep pace in the closing minutes. A remarkable run for Slovenia, despite the ending. Though the loss stings, it's impossible not to admire what Luka and Slovenia accomplished in this tournament. They entered EuroBasket 2025 under a cloud of doubt, winning just one of their pre-tournament friendlies and starting group play with back-to-back losses against Poland and France. But they bounced back with 3 straight wins to advance, then shocked Italy in the round of 16 behind another stellar performance from Doncic, who currently leads the entire tournament in both points per game and steals. In a competition where most wrote them off early, Slovenia nearly made the Final Four. And it's a testament to Luka's leadership, resilience, and unmatched ability to elevate everyone around him. He put the entire country on his back, said a Slovenian reporter post-game. And we believed again. What's next for Luka and Slovenia? With the tournament now over for Slovenia, Luka Doncic's focus will shift back to the Los Angeles Lakers, who begin preseason action in just a few weeks. As for Slovenia, they'll take the lessons and the pride from this run into future international competitions, knowing that with Luka leading the way, they'll always have a fighting chance. Meanwhile, Germany now moves on to face Finland, led by Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen, in the EuroBasket semifinals. The winner will take on either Greece or Turkey in Sunday's championship game. Luka's legacy continues to grow, not just as one of the NBA's brightest stars, but as a national icon who gives everything for his country. And while Slovenia's run ends here, the world was once again reminded, when Luka Doncic steps on the court, anything is possible. Global reactions pour in, respect for Luka's effort, concern for the Lakers. Luka Doncic's emotional exit from EuroBasket 2025 didn't just trend in Europe, it went global. Fans, analysts, and NBA insiders took to social media immediately after Slovenia's elimination, many expressing awe at Doncic's individual brilliance, while others voiced concern over how much he had to carry. Luka just dropped October 739 against the best team in the tournament, while in foul trouble most of the game, ESPN's Brian Windhorst posted on X. If that's not superstar heart, I don't know what is. Even rival players and coaches chimed in, calling Luka's effort inspirational and one of the best international performances of the decade. European sports media widely described him as a warrior, praising how he refused to quit, even when it was clear his team was overmatched in depth. But alongside the admiration came worry from Lakers fans, and understandably so. Doncic played heavy minutes throughout the tournament and frequently looked physically and emotionally drained, especially in the knockout rounds. Considering the Lakers' hopes this season rely heavily on Luka's health and stamina, some are now questioning whether the emotional toll of EuroBasket might impact his preseason readiness or even affect the early part of the NBA season. Could this be a turning point for Slovenia's program? Despite the loss, Slovenia's EuroBasket 2025 campaign may prove to be a long-term win for the country's basketball future. The team showed grit and growth. Young role players like Ziga Samar, Gregorglas, and Luka Skuka earned valuable minutes and proved they could contribute at a high level. Veteran leadership from players like Prepelic and Kankar helped steady the ship after early turbulence in the group stage. There's now growing hope within Slovenia's basketball federation that this generation, led by Luka, can make a deeper run in upcoming tournaments, including the FIBA Olympic qualifiers and potentially the 2027 FIBA World Cup. Slovenia showed that even without a deep roster, when you have heart and Luka Doncic, you're never out of a fight, said former FIBA player and current analyst Bino Udry. Meanwhile, Germany eyes back-to-back glory. With the win, Germany moves one step closer to defending their EuroBasket title from 2022. The team's core, Wagner, Schroeder, Theis and De Silva, continues to perform like a well-oiled machine, combining NBA-level talent with international chemistry. They'll now face a red-hot Finland squad, led by Lauri Markkanen, in what promises to be a physical, fast-paced semi-final matchup. Germany's performance also strengthens their position heading into the 2026 Olympic cycle, positioning them as one of the strongest teams in global basketball, right alongside the US, Canada, and France. Luka's focus turns back to the Lakers, and a new chapter. As for Luka, his focus now shifts back to Los Angeles, where he'll rejoin the Lakers training camp in the coming weeks. All eyes will be on how he bounces back, not just physically, but emotionally, from a summer where he left it all on the floor for his country. This upcoming NBA season is shaping up to be a historic one. With LeBron James expected to enter what may be his final season, and Luka now positioned as the face of the franchise's future, the torch is beginning to pass. And while Slovenia may not have lifted the EuroBasket trophy this year, Luka Doncic left no doubt. He's not just a generational talent, he's a generational leader.